Did you know that before the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, there were no national laws for safety and health hazards? Yes, that's right. The health and safety of workers was not a priority for many employers, and many workers became seriously injured, ill, and even died as a result of unsafe behaviors and work conditions. Thankfully, a very important agency was created to protect the health and safety of workers in the United States and certain territories. This agency is called the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, also known as OSHA. In this video, you will learn more about OSHA's history as we walk through 5 decades of OSHA's progress and its efforts to continue fulfilling the promise of the Occupational Safety and Health Act. By the end of the video, you'll be able to demonstrate the importance of OSHA based on the impact they've had on worker health and safety these last 50 years. I recall the first time I learned that OSHA was created in the 70s. It was a surprise to learn that prior to 1970, there weren't any formal occupational safety and health laws. I could not imagine how life would have been for those workers coming to work each day and not knowing whether they would return home safely. It is no surprise to know that thousands of workers were killed on the job prior to OSHA. In 1970, before OSHA was created, an estimated 14,000 workers were killed on the job. That's about 38 every day. This was a problem for American workers. They did not feel safe going to work. That's why President Nixon signed the Occupational Safety and Health Act on December 29, 1970, and it was enacted on April 28, 1971. The Act created the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which sets and enforces protective workplace safety and health standards. During its initial decade, OSHA issued the first standards for asbestos, lead, carcinogens, and cotton dust. OSHA also established the OSHA Training Institute, Safety and Health Training Grants, the On-Site Consultation Program, state plans, and whistleblower protections for workplace safety. OSHA's progress continued into the 1980s. OSHA issued standards to give workers the right to know which chemicals they may be exposed to and require employers to provide worker medical and exposure records. We also see in the 1980s the creation of the voluntary protection programs, new standards on safety testing and certification of workplace equipment, and important worker protections for combustible grain dust, trenching, noise, and hazardous energy. Moving on to the 1990s. In the 1990s, OSHA issues the Process Safety Management Standard and provides new and stronger protections for workers from falls, bloodborne pathogens, toxic substances, and working in confined spaces, longshoring and marine terminals, and laboratories. Workers begin to receive safety and health training through the first OSHA education centers, and the agency expands collaboration with employers through its strategic partnerships. In the 2000s, dedicated OSHA staff worked beside their federal, state, and local partners to protect the safety and health of the recovery workers after the unprecedented challenges America's workers faced following the 9/11 terrorist attacks and Hurricane Katrina. Workplace safety continues to improve through new standards to protect construction workers in steel erection and prevent exposure to hexavalent chromium. In the 2010s, OSHA helps protect workers performing response and cleanup activities in the aftermath of the catastrophic Deepwater Horizon explosion and oil spill. The agency issues standards for silica dust, cranes, confined spaces, and the classification and labeling of work-related chemicals. To address the #1 cause of workplace fatalities in the construction industry, OSHA launches the Fall Prevention Campaign. And in 2020, OSHA launches historic response to protect workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2020 and beyond, the new decade began with a challenge unlike any other faced by the American workforce, as the coronavirus pandemic impacted workplace safety and health in unprecedented ways. OSHA quickly acted to protect the nation's workers through outreach and education efforts, ensuring compliance with agency standards and collaborations with federal, state, and local authorities. To conclude, as you have learned from the timeline of events we discussed in this lesson, OSHA is a very important agency that continues to work tirelessly to protect the health and safety of workers. Now, I have a question for you.